Athena, the goddess of wisdom, is one of the most well-known deities in Greek mythology. The origins of the goddess are quite unusual. Zeus had swallowed his wife Metis when she was pregnant with Athena, due to a prophecy that revealed that Metis would have a son and a daughter with Zeus. The daughter would be a remarkable deity, but the son would be so powerful that he would dethrone Zeus. Zeus started to endure terrible headaches and asked to have his head opened. The goddess Athena emerged from that crack, already armed and fully developed. Zeus was marveled by the daughter he had conceived, and Athena became his favorite daughter. Athena, although shy, was one of the most beautiful Olympian goddesses, but she opted not to surrender herself to the influences of the goddess of love and remained a virgin for all eternity. The goddess had an unattachable intelligence and was consulted by other deities when they needed a solution to their issues. But her intelligence is not her only attribute worthy of reverence. Her courage is also unshakable. According to some myths, she was the only goddess who had the bravery to stand beside her father in the quarrel against the mighty monster Typhon. All the other gods found refuge in Egypt. Due to her sharp mind and bravery, she was considered the goddess of strategic warfare. Those who fought using their intelligence were blessed by the goddess, whereas those who relied on brute force and cruelty were favored by Ares, another warrior deity. The goddess favored the Greeks during the Trojan War. She protected and inspired the warriors Diomedes and Achilles, but was particularly fond of the sagacious Odysseus. Athena stood by the warrior during the war and protected the hero and his family until the warrior returned to his home in Ithaca. The city of Athens was consecrated in honor of the goddess after a clash with Poseidon. To have the inhabitants of Attica on her side, the goddess offered them an olive tree, a plant that would later become one of the symbols of the goddess. That episode augmented the rivalry between Athena and Poseidon. As a form of retaliation, the god of the seas raped Medusa in the temple of Athena. She was a priestess of the goddess, and Athena showed no mercy for Medusa, and she became the creature we know today. Athena is also known as the goddess of weavers, an activity widely common among women in ancient Greece. In a famous myth, a mortal known as Arachne dared to say that her embroidery was superior to that of the goddess herself. Athena and Arachne competed to know who was the best. According to some versions, Arachne won the quest, but for her boldness to challenge a goddess, she was punished by Athena and turned into a spider. The goddess took part in the myths of well-known heroes. She was the one who gave Perseus the shield he would use to behead Medusa. Athena also helped the hero Bellerophon in his effort to tame the winged horse Pegasus, and also helped Hercules in his famous labors. The goddess also had an important role in Oresteia, a work that covers deeds of Orestes, son of Agamemnon. The youngster was pursued by the Furies for having killed his mother. Orestes was trialed, and half of the jurors found him innocent because his mother was responsible for the death of Orestes' father. The other half did not consider that enough to mitigate the young man's crime. Athena, presiding over the trial, had the casting vote. She acquitted Orestes, and from that day on, the deciding vote came to be known as the Minerva Vote, given that Minerva was the goddess's name in Rome. The famous Parthenon is found in the Acropolis of Athens, one of the world's most visited tourist spots, a massive temple built to honor the goddess, who is the patroness of the city. The owl is the animal consecrated to the goddess, and because of that, the bird is a symbol of wisdom. The goddess's symbol could also be found on the shields of the Athenian warriors. The Aegis is another symbol of Athena, which once belonged to Zeus, and to which the head of Medusa was attached. As Zeus's favorite daughter, many refer to her as his successor. She had inherited her mother's wisdom and a sense of righteousness and order from her father. Athena is a decisive figure in Greek mythology. The The courage and wisdom shown by the goddess made it possible for several characters to achieve remarkable feats, and, thanks to Athena, their names will echo through eternity.